Hello and welcome back to the channel here. I don't know if any of you subscribers are still subscribed, but I guess you all would be because you're subscribers. But I mean, how have you guys been? It's been a while since I made a video. There's what I'm doing now is I just launched another two-player blitz game, Super Blitz. And this guy walked in, okaasa. Now I've been lately been doing a lot of playing with the beta, the expansion beta that is, and that's where my Through the Ages attention has been drawn for the most lately. However, that is now basically over. I mean, I can't really say too much about it, but basically the beta testing phase is over. And so now I'm coming back to good old vanilla Through the Ages until the expansion comes out. So let's talk about this game. I started out with Hammurabi, which I'm going to elect right now, and pretty good setup here that I've started with. Hammurabi and Library, the two best, the best leader and the best wonder. Okaasa here, he started out with grabbing, I think he grabbed pyramids, and then on a second turn he got Aristotle, which is also a very good setup, and took urban growth with that first action, which makes sense. You got to do something with that. Development of warfare, I don't know. I might skip that just because I like to get that guy on science early on. It's a tough one though, because Hammurabi does tend to lag behind in military. So like if Okaasa was going like Caesar or Colossus, then I might go for the warrior. But he's not, so I'm not too worried about his aggression right now. Coming up, we have irrigation, and that'll also help me with military. Swordsman, cleverly placed at 2, and if I don't grab it, he could actually deny me swordsman this game. Now, do I play developed? Maybe. I mean, cartography would fit nicely. I just don't know if I can grab cartography. I don't think, yeah, I'm going to skip it just because I don't think I can commit to a cartography type of play. And I don't really want to commit an action towards that right now. I do have plenty of actions though. I don't know. Actually, maybe I will grab it. Leonardo and printing press are here. I do like Leonardo, especially this early off. Now, if I grab Leonardo and irrigation, then printing press falls off, and that's not so great. So what if I grab just Leonardo and cartography, and then if I'm going to do that, I might as well go ahead and play this. So get a population, then I will build the warrior, increased pop. And the increased pop is also, of course, great for like getting that printing press out. We have 3 more actions effectively. I could go ahead and just take printing press, I suppose. That's one option. Or I could take irrigation. Irrigation will help me also get more printing presses out. Although I will find out taking printing press then. Never mind, I didn't say that. I could just get both, right? Why not? Yeah, that's a good setup. That's one thing I don't like to do is fill up my hand, but because one of those is Leonardo and he's so easy to just elect, I'm okay doing that in this case. I also got a lot of science in my hand now, which I generally don't like to do. But I think in this case it was okay. It's a pretty good combination. So Okaasa has played an event, his first event. Looks like he did go for the warriors last turn. He's got alchemy in his hand. And probably he's going to get swordsman. Might even grab Richland. If he grabs Richland, well, never mind. That doesn't do anything for me. I'm eyeing the knights right now. I did get heavy cavalry. So eyeing the knights. We got the pyramids done. He does take swordsman, and then Richland. Yeah. Okay. Pretty good set. Don't really feel like pushing the events right now. I feel like I got a lot of stuff to catch up on. I kind of want to get a printing press. I'd like to get Leonardo down. Let's see if this can happen. Leonardo with the printing press. Can I do all that? Let's see. Did I want to do Leonardo first? Yeah, probably. And that only leaves me with one action. The problem with that is I don't get knights, and I do want knights in this situation. I don't want to leave. Well, okay, if I left it as it is, swordsman would come down to the 2 CA spot. He already has swordsman, so it does guarantee me swordsman. I was hoping to get knights for heavy cav, but this is pretty good. This is pretty good. I could even grab any one of these. I could grab monarchy. Again, that's just more like, what do you call it? Science. So it's really between urban growth, reserves, and monarchy. I just don't know that I'll have the science support to grab monarchy, and I did just select Leonardo. Now, if I didn't elect Leonardo, then I could grab monarchy and try to revolt with Hammurabi. So let's look at that really quick. I do have a little bit of time here. If I were to go printing press, do that, and then grab monarchy, I still actually have an action, which I don't have to use, but I would probably just use it for that. Yeah. This is looking pretty good too, just because I can then easily revolt into monarchy next turn, and maybe either add a stage to that, which would get me out of corruption, or anyway, I'm also doing that. So let's do that, and then we're going to forget about knights, maybe get some cultural influence down. I'm keeping cultural influence because after I get cartography down, I'm going to want a good way of pushing out that developed territory. Two food, not the best. So to get out of corruption now, I'm gonna have to. Well, I could increase pop and then build another warrior. That's one way to do it. Or I guess that's it. I think that's the only, yeah. Because I'm adding the stage to the wonder is only gonna get me 3 blues back. So I'll have to build another warrior, which is not the end of the world. I mean, if I'm going to be grabbing, but I want to grab swordsman. So maybe this isn't a great time to revolt. I probably want to just get, oh man. And then it's like the longer I wait for Leonardo, the more science I'm losing. Tough choices. He's not getting into alchemy. That's kind of weird to me. He went Joan, which is a very good leader, very standard. I could finish the wonder this turn. Let's see what that looks like. He's the strongest. I don't really want to play an event. I could finish the wonder, and if I got into Leonardo, I'd start getting that science per turn, which is going to look nice. It's going to be pretty nice going forward. And then I could grab swordsman. So really, it's actually a question of, do I get Leonardo right now? I'm definitely grabbing swordsman. I have potentially 2 actions left, and one of them could be increased pop, and I could also grab maybe frugality, but then of course it would take me a while to get into that frugality because, what if I did urban growth? I got 3 minutes left. Now this is one of those cases where, okay, so next turn, for example, I could revolt if I were to set this up pretty well. So if I were to increase pop, for example, and just leave it at that maybe, and draw 2 cards, the next turn I could revolt into monarchy, and start having an extra CA and an extra MA. I think that's what I'll do. And then I'll go ahead and elect him next turn. That's one option. That's if I wanted to have an action next turn. The other option is I could just go ahead and elect Leonardo right now, and that would get me another action this turn. So it's kind of a this or that kind of thing, like either or. But what I could do with another action next turn is I could get cartography down, and that would, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yep. Not that cartography is all that critical. I'm super glad that I drew another boat, because I do want that developed territory. I need more science. I need all the science. Maybe I should have elected Leonardo a couple turns ago. This is it's kind of painful to just like hang on to him while having printing press. But I was trying to get that sweet revolt with the extra CA. Probably not worth it at this point. So let's look at Akassi's got the, oh, I'm copying that Legion. Thank you for playing that. He's got a pretty sweet setup. If I were him, I probably would have gotten into alchemy at this point. By this point, he's been, there he goes. Cool, engineering genius. I didn't actually see that. He's left me with Code of Laws at 1, which I don't really need. And he doesn't either, so I'm probably just going to leave that alone. Not really too inclined to play an event. I'm going to skip politics, go ahead and revolt, switch leaders. Oh, that doesn't leave me enough for the, yeah, well, what if I did that? Is that crazy? That's a little bit crazy, isn't it? Yeah, because I can't, I'll have uprising next turn if I do that. Well, what else is in here? We have cultural heritage, not really necessary at this point. Rich land, patriotism, could go theology. Now, as it stands right now, if I don't grab theology, well, I got irrigation, so there's that. What I was going to say is I need a third infantryman, ideally. That's kind of where that's the sweet spot right now. Irrigation is going to help me with that. So if I go ahead and start irrigation now, then next turn I can start upgrading that and get a guy out. That's one option. Of course, I could think about maybe there's rebellion in here, and this guy, well, he's not set up for rebellion at all, so maybe he's seen it and he's not worried about it. I think irrigation is the right way to go at this point. Wish I could have done cartography, but here it is. Now, foray and border conflict are two of the strongest strength-based events. I think the strongest one is uncertain borders. That coming out pretty early is quite a swing in 2-player. But anyway, foray and border conflict, it's nice to see that those aren't in there, given that I am a weaker player at this point. He knows what's next. Joan has that ability to see the next event. So, and I think he had that option last turn even, and he chose to take no political action. It could be because he didn't have an event, or maybe he didn't like the event. Maybe he saw my territory. I don't know. I think if I were in studios and I saw a territory before they researched cartography, then I might try to trigger it. So he jumps up to 8 power. I can say that, yeah, I am ready for this. Sort of. Maybe. I wonder if I should try, let's see, let's get politics and see what this looks like. I could do that. I get to 5, I'm fine. That's one option. I could even grab St. Pete's here and build a stage. So that's pretty good. I gotta suspect that he's not like he's not happy about the yeah, you know what? I'm gonna play an event. I suspect that there's a territory and he's just not ready for. It's just something he's not really willing to play right now for whatever reason. I'm gonna go ahead and start with cultural influence. Let's try that. Okay, cool. So let's see if 3 is enough for this. I would love to get this. This is great. This is great timing for strategic territory. Is he gonna go to 4? Let's see. Nope, I got it for 3. Sweet. Colonize that. All right. So what did I get? I got a war, a tech war, a spy, and a pop sci. So down by 5 here. I'm gonna go ahead and research swordsman as before. Actually, let's look at the other option, which is cartography. And the thing is here, I'm not safe. Unless I guess I could build a swordsman. And now I'm safe. Could do that. And then I'm ready for a developed territory. Still grab St. Pete's and still build a stage of that. That seems pretty good to me. Another option beside, well, no, here's, at this point, the 1CA, I need either to build a stage of St. Pete's or build a temple. And I think I'm just more inclined to build a stage of St. Pete's and try to get that done. Yeah, I don't know. It just seems like a temple seems like a little premature. So let's get rid of foray and border conflict. I'm not really pushing super hard on the military just yet. So I think those are the, yeah, I'm just not ready to commit to a military strategy yet. Oh, there's rifleman. But he has swordsman. Sometimes in 2-player, you can grab riflemen if they don't have swordsmen and deny them a lot of tactics. But this is not one of those cases. I'm pretty happy about picking up St. Pete's. We have cultural influence on the way, developed territory on the way. So we're going to get more science. I could get into iron. He's going to have to leave me with one of those irons. Or I could try to get stronger. That's the other option, is go for strength. But like I said, there's Reign of Terror, uncertain borders, crusades. These are all things that I don't want to have happen, of course. The other thing I need to do is start the irrigation going. I already researched it. There's just 2 actions and 4 food. We'll get it going. Ooh, he's going to, holy cow, 13. That's huge. So he revolted into theocracy and built a knight. And medieval army, wow. Okay, so what to do? Probably want to skip politics just because I don't want to make my situation any worse. Yeah, this is a tough one. Let's see what happens if I do this. Not really that great. Let's see, I can go to 8. And then I'm down by 5. I'm actually safe. There. No actual need to finish that though. So what if I did this? What if I finished that, did that? So I really need, I'm down by, this is good enough. So 7 to 13, I can cover a gap of 6. And so what that lets me do is it lets me actually build that. I'm glad that I have swordsman. I would have liked to grab rifleman instead, but that's not going to happen. If I can just grab breakthrough, And what else? Do I need knights? I probably should grab knights because he might deny me cavalry. Would he? Probably not. What else would I grab though? So it's breakthrough and iron. Iron seems like a lot of science right now, a lot of science that I need to save up for something like cavalryman so I can get into a tactic. What else could I consider here? It's yeah. It's either iron or knights. Does he want iron? Is another question. I think he would. I think he would like enjoy. I would think he would like it a little bit too much if I left him with iron. I'm gonna take iron and end the turn. I think denying him iron is a good strategy at this point. Not so excited about the aggressions, the wars. I just don't see. I don't see this turning around anytime soon. He's probably gonna go for an aggression right now. Actually, why wouldn't he? Knock that boat out of my hand. Put some pressure on me. Well, we'll see. I hope he doesn't. Okay, there it is. I hope he doesn't take cavalry because now I'm wondering if I should have taken the knights. So we have Cold War, which I don't know. I could see myself getting stronger at some point. This is also going to be, I think, something that's not so great to play. Ravages. I could play Ravages. I do like playing Ravages with against pyramids. I think losing one CA, especially on Theocracy, I think it's a really good event for me. What happened to my cards? Yeah, I might even play Ravages right now. Okay, so, but what I really need is a tactic. Okay, so he's gone and got a little bit stronger even. Yep, he built a temple. That's how he got stronger. So I'm at a deficit of 7. If I were to, I can't really do a whole lot about that. Should I play Ravages? One thing I should do is finish that wonder, because if he infiltrates, then bye-bye St. Pete's. So I don't know why he's not playing. He's probably thinking that, yeah, I don't know if it's actually a great time to have the territory come out, except that would. Okay, what if I do this? Build that wonder, build that stage. Yeah, I'm gonna get hit by something. Now, what was the last thing he played? It was an enslave. I want this. And is there anything I can do to get safe? No. So if I draw, I could get to where if I draw one boat, that I would be safe. And so if I'm down by 7 now and draw one boat, I'm still gonna not be safe. Whereas if I were to just get one more strength, then I would be safe. And so one way to do that would be to research one thing, and then I could finish the wonder and upgrade this. Yeah, it's just that one event or that one aggression infiltrate that I'm worried about. I guess I probably shouldn't worry about that too much. I should go ahead and try to be safe with one boat and grab cavalrymen. I'm gonna go ahead and increase pop just to get out of corruption. Might as well build that. I don't know how else I would get out of corruption at this point. So I'll build that, and let's take reserves. And should I deny him organized religion? I don't have a whole lot else to do with that action. I really don't. Let's look at what I did. I took cavalrymen, increased pop, built a temple. The last action is tough because I don't really need organized religion. It's just going to clog my hand. but on the other hand, I do want to get rid of, like, I have breakthrough and reserves, which are easily gotten rid of, so I don't mind it too much. Let's go ahead and do that, and then hopefully I draw a boat, or he has not infiltrate. A raid wouldn't be so bad. This is one nice thing about going with printing press, is that you're not as vulnerable to a raid, and you can, oh, look at that. Look at that. I'm so lucky. He's going to be so pleased to see. Yep, here we go. A raid. Okay. So even though it's not too bad with printing press, I definitely don't want this to happen. I'm going to keep historic, potentially play it. We'll see if he grabs navigation. So I've denied him iron. I definitely need to get some military down. He's at 14. If I play a cavalryman, that's going to put me at 11, which will be, I'm safe at that point. Or if Napoleon comes out, I could grab Napoleon. And, well, I'm not quite safe then, am I? So it looks like I'm building a cavalryman this next turn. He did grab navigation. Okay. So, and he's built a stage at the university. He's going pretty hard in military. He's not even finishing his university. How many did he draw there? He drew 2 H2 military cards. Interesting. I gotta suspect that is developed territory, and he saw that, and he wanted a leg up on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip politics again, because Ravage is not that great. I mean, yeah, it is great against theocracy, but I don't know. I think on the whole, like, his science is actually really bad. If I were to knock, no, it's not going to be bad for long. He's got this university. It's a question of, like, how bad would it be for him to lose pyramids? He would lose a CA for the rest of the game, but his science is going to pick up a little bit. He has code of laws. It's not going to be, like, totally devastating. I'd also be probably giving him that developed territory. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and do cavalry, like I was saying. Oh, I don't have any. Okay, I don't have quite enough. I could do that, and then I could even copy this, and then I'm safe. Not safe. Look at that. I only have 2 cards. Oh, no. Oh, that's not good. Well, maybe he won't notice that. I can always hope for that, right? Oh, man. That's an uncomfortable feeling. What is the last action? Do I grab a fish and upgrade and maybe use that with iron? Or do I grab urban growth and I don't know what I would use that for. So let's grab a fish and upgrade. Let's see what happens. I'm anticipating an event. I think he might be spent on aggressions. Let's hope for that. An event, though, he just got navigation going, and an event would push that out at this point. That's my guess. To push out developed territory. It's easy to not notice when someone's at 2 military cards, or at, insufficient military cards. What's harder, what's easier to miss, or what's not easy to miss is like, oh, he's, a gap of 3 and I have 3. Here it comes. Okay, he definitely saw it. So I have to concede this, unfortunately. And he's going to strip me of either 5 rocks, or maybe he's going to grab 3 food. No, he doesn't need food. Yeah, he's probably going to just strip me of all the rocks, which is not great. I wouldn't say that's game by any means. I'm well ahead in science. That's about all I'm ahead on. I mean, we're kind of even on a lot of things. even score is pretty even. I do have this cultural influence coming eventually. Well, now I have little to fear from ravages. We do have those strength-based events. Uncertain borders at this stage in the game wouldn't be the end of the world. Reign of Terror wouldn't be the end of the world. Um, Actually, yeah, that would be kind of bad, wouldn't it? Um, no, because I could just like finish the wonder. No, I can't without any rocks. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think playing an event would be a great choice. Okay, he took one food. I guess he wanted to increase pop. Scientific method. Alchemy after alchemy and the scientific method. I'm not really so sure why he would do that. I'm gonna go ahead and play this. At this point, I think it's time. I mean, it is 2 points, right? Yeah, as predicted, develop territory. I could go ahead and bid 4. He's going to bid at least, what's he got here? 5, probably. Do I bid? No, I don't bid the calf. No, no way. So he probably sends the knight, and now I don't have to worry. No, he sent a. Okay, he had a boat. He's still stronger. And here I am with 1 rock. Why don't I get into this then? I'll get into some rocks of my own. Deny him coal? Maybe? It's a little late for coal. He doesn't have efficient upgrade or anything like that. Neither of us have taken a leader. I could go ahead and grab Napoleon for another 4 strength, and then I would be strongest and not have to worry about as much about these. So that's an option. Or I could grab reserves. There's wave of nationalism and reserves, and then I'll let him take Napoleon, which puts him at 20, which is quite a bit, but then I have tons of rocks next turn for not only finishing my wonder, but also getting military. Nope, I think I need Napoleon. I really think I need him because that'll give me the shield, just as much shield as it would if I were to like try to defend against him. So, I mean, what I'm saying is like this is a lot, like wave of nationalism and reserves. It's a lot of resources which I could use to build military, or I could just take 4 strength, and I think that's actually easier. I don't have the population to add a lot of military right now, other than maybe disbanding the lab. So I'm gonna go with this. Ends up making me stronger. And okay. I'm about to lose some yellows. I gotta think about that. Now, if I finish the wonder, then I'm fine. And I get this, the idle guy who's currently discontent, I'll get him available to build a cavalry. Also coming up is Joan losing, what is that, 3 strength. So she'll go down to 13 shortly. So strength-wise, the tables are going to be turning. I need to keep this momentum up, though. I did lose a little bit of that science advantage, so now he has the science advantage slightly. I could leverage my resource advantage by upgrading the mine. I think that's going to be really useful, actually, because he's still going to be at 3, and if I can spend next turn maybe just doing 1 upgrade, I'll be at 5 versus his 3. No, but then I forgot I was going to finish the mine, right? Or the wonder. Okaasa, what are you going to do? He's got to research Coda laws probably now. He might get another turn, but if he doesn't research Coda laws now, and and he loses the pyramids, then he is going to be down to 4 CA. And that'll be the day. His other option is maybe to grab his out, I guess, is to grab Republic and be ready for a revolt, but then he'll be revolting in age 3, which is also not great for him. He's thinking quite a bit about this turn. Now, did we lose cannons? No, I took cannons. I totally forgot I did that. Okay, I just did that automatically without even thinking about it. Because Napoleon, he needs his cannons. I wonder what he's thinking about. He's got 5 actions. He may be thinking about coal. He might be considering coal or no coal. I kind of don't want him to go coal. I think, because I don't really have a huge strength advantage. If he goes coal, I'm not going to be able to punish him that much, am I? I don't think so. Okay, he's grabbing coal but not researching it. Oh, and he gives me that. That's a, wow. I think that was a mistake on his part. What's he going to be doing with that strength? Reign of terror on certain borders? What? I don't think there's anything worth handing out Napoleonic army to Napoleon. That being said, I'm not super inclined to play an event. I'm just going to finish this wonder and probably patriotism, wave of nationalism. Oh, I'm spoiled. What else? 2 more actions here. Could go opera. Strategy is coming up. That's I could grab breakthrough. So there's, could go opera with a pop increase. But I don't know. I feel like he gave me a Napoleonic army. I probably should use it and plan on just going more of a strength build, which would mean I think breakthrough in this case, and not opera. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. Let's go ahead and end the turn. Oh, I can't wait to get into that. Pardon the noise. A little thundery out there. So there's your code of law is gone. Justice system is up next, though. I wonder if he'll go for strategy. I don't know what he's doing with coal. Is he going to get into coal? If he goes coal, now I can't punish him. Because I can copy Napoleonic. I got a war in territory. So I could start with that, possibly. Let's see what that looks like. Especially if he goes coal, he's going to have a hard time. Where did we not pick up riflemen? Nobody did. And he had swordsman in hand, but just lost it right there. So interesting situation here. Oh man, I wonder why he did that. Why did he give me a Napoleonic? Like, I wonder what event he was thinking about. Makes me want to play an event also. There's war in territory. I'll test the war in territory to see what that looks like, and if I have a pretty good advantage, I'll probably go with that and then play an event, because that's the only. I mean, raid is probably not realistic. It's also not all that lucrative. Well, no, that's like what, a 9. He loses 9 resources. I gain 5. It's okay. So raid's pretty good. He does go for coal. Interesting. Wow. This is going to take him a while to set up. And in the meantime, I have to push on him because that's a pretty good setup if he gets it going. Transcontinental Railroad with coal. Pretty awesome. And he can get that upgrade without too much trouble. He's going to be low in science. Air Force just came out. Oh boy. That's tough because I don't think I have the actions to do everything I want to do. Let's look at the territory war, what that's going to do. The wave. No, I can't do wave because not weaker. What else could I do with this? Well, obviously copy Napoleonic. So I go to 26. So that's what my territory war looks like right now. He would probably disband a bronze and build a cannon just to not lose 3 yellows and only lose 2 yellows. What else could I do with this? And should I do this at all? The other option, of course, is just to play an event and push out this probably strength-based event that he seemed to be worried about. This does leave me with enough actions to grab Air Force, so why not? And it looks like I'm committing to a pretty much a strength-based kind of play here. Now, another option I have here is play Air Force. I'm sorry, Patriotism, and that'll get me just 3 more rocks. Now, I'm just trying to think of my last action. Another action would be grab strategy, but I don't have a lot of science coming in to where I can just like plop down strategy and Air Forces. I really actually breakthrough might be the play here. Breakthrough is going to be pretty important, I think. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to go with. A raid's coming in, probably, hopefully, we'll see. And then I'm going to have a ton of resources for whatever. I think I have enough military actions, unless he goes Gandhi. Strategy is so tempting, but I just don't think I have the science for it. So I'm going to end it right there with breakthrough. And what I could do for science is if this raid goes well, I could get into computers. Events haven't really moved a whole lot. I mean, it would have been nice to have that Ravages come out by now. Cultural influence, not a big deal. Only 1 point. But we're probably looking at that Ravage is going to be stuck in there for a while. And as much as I would love that to come out and put him at 4 CA, that's not going to be my priority. I'm trying to pressure him off of this upgrade where he's otherwise going to be getting into coal and then this transcontinental railroad. And he probably will still get his coal upgrade. Why not? He has a fission upgrade. It's only 3 rocks. Although he could also just put that off, and that would be great for me, because he might want to build a cannon instead. I also have to look out for modern infantry, because that's his only infantry upgrade chance at this point. So I do definitely want to snag that. Something else to consider is civil service. He's pretty low in science, but if you were to get like a revolutionary idea, combo that with civil service and get back on his feet for CAs. So I might try to take that away. Doesn't have an age 2 leader. Ridgeline's pretty good for him. He's really thinking about this one. He has a lot of things to think about. Now let's think about what I'm going to be looking at. I'm definitely getting some yellows. That means I can increase pop and not have happiness issues right away. So he's done the efficient upgrade. I don't know why it's so slow. Wow. Upgrades a farm, and yep, rich land, patriotism. So he's just ignoring the war. Wow, I'm taking 3. I think that it was a good choice on his part, actually, to ignore the war. Because if he had gone for cannons, then he couldn't upgrade his mine. So he's in a situation where he needs some happiness. He'll probably just disband his bronze. There's modern infantry for 3. That's what he needs. He's gonna have to wait a while for the science. I think it's time to raid. Get my 5 rocks. Let's see what this does. Yeah, I think I need. Yeah, that's what I want to see. Okay. Oh, sweet. What a turnaround. Wasn't sure I would be able to do this, but now do I, because I am out of aggressions, I think it's a good time to try to do something more peaceful. But the problem with this is that lets him get modern infantry. So this is one of those crossroads. Do I keep pushing the aggression and just hope to draw something, some good stuff to continue the aggression? Or do I just go ahead and like let up a little bit and give him a chance to breathe? It's tough. It's risky to try to keep pushing aggression. It is risky. And I think I'd much rather just go do something a little safer. I'm leaving him with a lot of goodies, even modern infantry for 1 CA if I do this. But again, his science is not that good. And I guess on the whole, I do have similar. I can pretty much match what he's going to do for rocks. I'm dominating him on science. I do have a slight culture lead, so I feel like I can play it safer at this point. Am I missing anything? I might be missing something that I'm just not seeing as far as like what I should grab. Civil service seems really good. It is like one of the best techs in H3 for 10 CA, or for 10 science you get 2 CA. I think this is gonna do it. I just hate that I let him get modern infantry, but it is quite a commitment on his part. It's going to be a lot of investment, and by the time he does that, the game will be over. Really, I mean, the game's going to be ending pretty soon here. Military theory was also there, which is also a fantastic tech. Oh, I got to think about Winston too. Letting him have modern infantry, that might put us on almost parity as far as military goes, because we both have about the same, except for that fact that I just stole 3 yellows. But other than that, modern infantry would put him on parity with military. And if he took Winston though, in addition, then I feel like it would be pretty tough to keep up with him on military. I do have Air Force and I do have the yellow advantage. So I shouldn't worry too much, but I want to keep this advantage going. So keeping the advantage going in this case means either continuing to upgrade, like getting possibly some extra science per turn, some resources, something like that. Maybe upgrading my mines, or it means continuing to push on military. I do have armed intervention at this point. I have competition, which is another license for Napoleon to just go wild on military. Refugees is also, I think that's the strongest strength-based event in Age 2. Doesn't take modern infantry. Wow. So he might have another tactic that he's waiting to employ. I could go ahead and push out a boat right now, but you know what? I think I would rather just play like impacted competition. If I play impacted competition, I will want to go Churchill. Churchill tends to dominate on that particular impact. This is another interesting kind of point in the game where I have to decide: am I going to be the guy who's going to be militarily dominant for the rest of the game or not? Competition right now looks about even, but it's hard to know how that's going to play out if he takes Winston. Now, if I take Winston, then competition looks really good, but the problem with that is that I don't know that I'm going to draw the stuff I need to draw. Let's go with competition, and maybe I will grab Winston. Raiders, okay. So that's not a big deal if that's what he was worried about. I think I'll just go ahead and get into this. Get some points going with Winston. And what else? What else do I get? Do I get modern infantry in case I draw modern army? I guess. Why not? Sure. At this point, I'm pretty much not taking any kind of military lead right now. What I am going to be relying on is for my science and the impacts, one of which is, of course, now impact of competition. We're going to be relying on those to carry me forward. I wonder, did he rebuild science? No, not really. He's got 2 science a turn, and might be working on the wonder, but I could also see him not finishing that. If I pressure my military, that will actually push him off of that wonder even more. I don't feel like there's anything I can do that's super like amazing. That's the thing. I don't like. I could push. Yes, I could build one of these. Sure, and I could even build one of these. That's pretty cool, right? But is that really what I want to do right now? And then I could even grab that. And I'm really pushing military, aren't I? Really putting a lot of pressure on him. I don't think that's a bad thing though, because I am ahead on a lot of things. I'm ahead on a lot of fronts. So I think that is the right play actually. Now that I've done it. Okay. Let's see. What am I discarding? Let's discard historic and economic progress and this tactic that I don't need. So I'll be at 8 science, not quite enough for Air Force. Not really enough for anything except modern infantry. And there's a tactic. That'll take some doing to get into. Not a whole lot of time left in the game to get into that. Wow. Oh, he played that ages ago. Okay, that helps explain why he chose to get into the coal mine. Because he gets a whole nother turn. So he just picked up 3 rocks against me. He's at 14 rocks. He could easily finish that wonder he's working on, and maybe he will, but he only has one action. One action after that. I strongly considered grabbing endowment for the arts the last turn. That is a pretty big deal. 6 points in this game. It is. I mean, the points are so low right now, and it doesn't look like we're not cranking out the points at all. Either of us. I do have impacted government, which is a great combo with civil service. I might even, with the science income I have, I might even get to something like democracy if that hasn't passed us. No, it hasn't. And of course, I have military theory. So that, on the whole, it looks like a great event to play. Let's see what he did. He did finish the railroad, and his other action was to just increase pop. So he skipped the endowment. I'm glad I didn't try to steal it. Cultural influence looks good too. I don't mind triggering that at all. Refugees, I do kind of want that in. I don't know that we're going to actually be able to, like, what's more important? I don't know that this will actually trigger this game. Game might actually end, whereas this definitely will, of course. And this will be quite a bit more advantageous. I only have like 1, 2, 3 political actions, maybe 4. So putting it that way, I guess this isn't such a bad play. I might be able to even push it out myself. Well, it looks like we have a little bit of a network hang up there. Okay. All right, what do I do with this turn? There's fundamentalism. There's space flight. I never did upgrade my mine. I was going to do that last turn, wasn't I? Forgot about that. So my resource output's not that great. Military buildup. He doesn't need that, does he? I mean, I could steal it. I don't think he's going to be stronger than me this game, but it's let's see what this looks like. That actually drops me, of course, but it frees up the swordsman. Space flight and wave of nationalism, which, I mean, this helps get me a little weaker, and I could disband swordsman, but I'm still not weaker. I don't know that I can use wave of nationalism. It might be something I just, well, this is a good insurance if in case he does get stronger. That's one way to look at this. Is it is 10 rocks that he might otherwise use. Democracy's there. Tempting to go for that. There's nothing that's jumping out at me though. Nothing that really, except no, yeah, nothing really is like insisting, oh, this is definitely what you're playing. And yet I have 2 minutes and 30 seconds to do something. And so I have to figure that out. What is it I'm going to do? I'm not terribly threatened by corruption. I could just increase that once, but there's not really need to do that. I could do that instead. Let's do that. And then corruption's gone. I just have these 6 actions for which I don't really have anything great to do. I could actually disband this, build a couple of these, and threaten him quite a bit. That's one option. So that would take all of my military actions, and so I'm not really drawing anything that I could play later. That's the downside of that. It'd be nice to draw something good. I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to think about this. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Military buildup, grab democracy. No, maybe urban growth. Jeez, this is getting down to the wire here, where I'm just not really sure what else to do here. So let's go with that. I might be able to. Oh, I maybe should have grabbed engineering. I might be able to get 14 points. That 14-point swing from armed intervention. We'll see. Yeah, well, he does have Gandhi. So that would be 2. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to play it if he took Gandhi. I could play it maybe on the last turn, because then I could have military theory down. Well, I'm not too sad about having all this strength because, again, impact of competition is coming. I'm probably going to want to play an event. I'm guessing he's going Gandhi here. I don't see what else he'd do. Like, those other leaders don't really help him. So I bet he goes Gandhi, and I play impact of government. Civil unrest is all right, but it's only 2 points, really. He never did get into the scientific method. I don't think he's going to this game. It's pretty safe to say that at this point. Quite a ponderous round. I only have 82 seconds on the clock. That's kind of stressing me out. I don't know why it took so long the last 2 games. I think it's because the last 2 turns. It's because I don't really have a clear aggressive strategy. It's not crystal clear that I can definitely win with pure aggression. And so I was looking for some way to upgrade like my maybe points per turn or my science per turn or rocks, something like that. And I just didn't see it. I just didn't see a clear path towards that kind of play. So I'm doing this thing where I'm like pressuring him on military with a slight point advantage, and he actually has the rock advantage, and so he could actually, if this game were maybe a little longer, use that rock advantage to turn this around. Builds cannons for 5 and builds a warrior. So he's down by 15. He would need 3 boats to get to where I am. Well, unless this H2, well, yeah, he needs 3 boats, or else he loses this aggression. Or I could just push out that Ravages of Time. And I don't know what he would do with that. He probably, I mean, he only has 1 more action anyways, so. I don't know. I don't think this is, I don't know if this is the best time to play Armed Intervention, because what I could do is, I don't even need that. I don't need I'd rather have 3 points. What I could do is just build oh shoot. Sorry, I keep misclicking. I don't have, what, really? Fine, okay, you win. So I do have to actually use Winston if I were to do that. Oh, now it's not letting me. That's nice. Wow. Kind of stumbling around here. Okay, there. So at 60, I would win. So that's one option. And then this turn I would play like Impact of Government. Or I could not do that, and what else do I do though? What do I do this turn to get some advantage? I don't know. I could even win it with just military theory, for that matter. So maybe I'll just do that. Yeah, let's just do that. So let's go right now with Impact of Government. Pushing out Ravages. Haven't really thought through the consequences of this for myself, but I don't think they're too great. Not a big deal. Let's do that. And now, is he going to be able to finish a wonder? Okay, so I have to think about that. He can't though, right? He doesn't have the CA for it. I'm not worried about that. Let's just forget about that. Then again, if I don't grab 3 things, then he totally can grab and maybe finish a wonder. So why don't I just go ahead and grab fast food? And then what do I do with this last? I wish I could get democracy going, but I don't. The problem is I don't think I can do that. And I have 35 seconds to make a decision here. I'm not enjoying this pressure. Let's go with no, that's bad. I don't know. I have to do something. I denied him fast food. That's what I did. That's worth something, I think. And I got 3 points for Winston. Now I have an interesting choice. I could actually plunder for the fast food and get effectively 19 points. Or I could play science and get 13 points. The plunder is guaranteed at this point because he only has 3 MA and can only play up to 18 defensive bonus. So plunder's looking pretty good. Pretty lucky grab. We got Impact of Tech, which is a gap of 8, so that's 11 points guaranteed. So out of those options, plunder looks like it's the best one. So I can plunder him, and assuming he does have enough rocks, plunder him and take the rocks for my wonder that I just stole. I really thought I was going to steal it just and not even build it at all, but it looks like that might not be the case. Now I have 2 more political actions, and plunder being the best choice, I'll probably do that this turn. Do you think he'll go? No, he's not going to go Air Force. He neglected to take modern infantry. Yeah, I think I got this. I haven't really felt totally comfortable, to be honest, in this game. Like, I didn't feel like I was definitely going to win until maybe this turn. Because having that huge resource advantage is pretty scary. I do have to think about happiness. Looks like, ooh, probably just disband a minor after building the wonder. Or a swordsman. That's actually what I should disband. A swordsman. Well, let's see if he actually increases strength here. Not at all. Okay. Got him down to 4 CA, so that's pretty rough. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and plunder him. Dun, dun. Yep. 7 rocks, please. Not actually, do I need food at all? Oh, I can't even finish it with the 7. I mean, I had to play reserves. I'd have to play reserves to finish it now. I don't have a lot of time. Oh, wait, no, I do. The timer reset because it's age 4. I have all the time in the world. I do need to get... So if I got one more food, let's get one more food. Let's get one food because then I can increase pop, build one of those, and now I'm at effectively 17 for the game, 17 resources. If I grab this, then I can get democracy down. And what else? What else is on the menu? You guys see anything? Because I'm not seeing anything. Efficient upgrade, sure, I could get that, and just to balance out things, impact of balance. And then 2 more would be maybe reserves, and that's probably about it. Oh, no, I could start this. Why not? Why not? Okay. I'm not worried about Hollywood. Not that I could do anything about that anyway. Let's end the turn. Picking up 10 points with Winston. I have to say, I think the turning point for me was when he played Napoleonic Army. For what was that event? Raiders, I think was the thing. He had Raiders seeded and he had new deposits seeded, and I think he got excited, a little too excited about Raiders, and tried to get that +1 strength advantage so that I would be hit by Raiders. I haven't thought about it too much, but that I think is the only reason he did that. And giving me access to Napoleonic Army was great. Was huge. That allowed me to get that aggression off, the not the aggression but the war, and then the subsequent following aggression, obviously the raid. I think that was the turning point. And if he had just kept Napoleonic to himself and not put that down, he would have had a raid happen. The Raiders, that is, not raid. He would have lost 2 food, and that would have been it. I didn't have any other. What was my other tactic? It was conquistadors, which is not a tactic I particularly like. So excited for the next expansion. By the way, increases his population to 7, builds an arena, upgrades a mine. Man, kudos to this guy for sticking it out. A lot of players would have quit by now. He did build another. He could potentially defend the armed intervention. I don't need to take that risk. He probably won't, but I think I'd rather just get the 10 points there. Actually, this is, what is that? 16 to 8. That's 8 points difference. Let's just play Impact of Science and not try to. That's 13 points. I don't need to risk him maybe having boats. Impact of industry, great choice by him. Got to get that democracy down. And what's going on? No, I didn't want to revolt. Okay, I want to complete this wonder, please. Now I did have 2 rocks. So what if I did this? Actually, what if I did this? There. Then that's 1 more point. And what else? That's it, right? I don't see anything else. Oh, I can upgrade this. Cool. Don't see anything else I can do. So going to go ahead and end the turn. I think I could research rockets, but impact attack is in my hand. So nope, not doing that. End the turn. End the game. Let's see how this played out. Competition did all right. Science and government. And there you have it. 166 to 98. It felt like it was a lot closer until age 3, I think, is when we started to part ways. Okay, well, there you have it. That's a game of Through the Ages. I think what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing these 2-player blitz games until the expansion comes out. I've decided that I'd rather play these shorter games rather than get involved in some async game that I spend way too long thinking about each turn on. And this way I have like a set limit of like I'm playing the game, and then when I'm done, I'm not playing the game. I can do other things. Anyway, that's my plan going forward. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, because I do want to make some more of these. Thank you, Okaasa, for being a great sport and hanging in there, playing it till the end. And thanks everyone for watching. Bye-bye.